Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since I've uploaded some content, and I'd just like to get right to the topic. Today is the word of the day, and the word of the day today is material. So there's a bunch of different definitions for material, but I'm going to go with this one because it makes the most sense, and some of it's a bit redundant because it kind of gets repetitive when you start getting into the many different definitions and contexts which it can be used in. So, basic definition for material is the matter from which a thing is or can be made. Now, if we break down the word material, you see matter, which through phonetics is matter. Okay, well, matter also pops up in the definition of material, the matter from which a thing is or can be made. So there's a bunch of different definitions for matter in several different contexts. So there's the physical substance having mass and occupying space. To having an affair or situation under consideration or a topic. Uh, the matter at hand, so to speak, would be the word material. As a verb, to matter is to be of importance or have significance. Sweet, something matters. This matters. Learning things matters. There's some that don't really have any relevance, like in reference to a wound. To matter is to secrete or discharge pus. In law, it is something which is to be tried or proven in court. There's also a reason for distress or a problem. What's the matter? So the word material and matter share an etymological root. So there's the Old French matter, matter, which comes from materia in Old Latin, which means timber or substance. But basically, it has substance. And that comes from an even older Latin word that also goes into Greek, and that is mater, mater, which means mother. Now, the reason why this is important is, as discussed before, there is the sacred feminine and sacred masculine aspects of human consciousness, the divine mother and divine father, and then the combination and balancing of those two creates the sacred child or the alchemical marriage, you know. But my point is the mother is the generative principle. The sacred feminine is the generative principle. It is the principle that allows creation to take place. And think about it. Your mother is basically the ship, the citizenship in which you were created and then birthed. Funny that a ship, pulls into a birth, but that's another topic for another day. And because of the mother, the mater, material or matter is able to be manifested into the world. It is because of the mother, the mater, that matter is materialized into this plane of existence. So that's just a little bit of wordplay, definition, etymological roots for the words matter and material. So, do this with other words too. So, for instance, soul, soul, is phonetically sol. So let me back up a little bit. Sol means the sun. Okay. So when Bill Gates is talking about spraying shit into the air to block out the power of the sun, he's talking about blocking out the power of the soul, SOL. And it's just a little bit of phonetic wordplay to get a deeper understanding of what's going on, because they're not spraying stuff into the air that'll stay up there. A lot of what they're spraying into the air is metals, like aluminum. Um, and these metals wreak havoc on the body. They block out spiritual light. And so when he talks about spraying things into the air to block out the power of the sun, he's talking about blocking out the power of the soul. Now, what part of the soul? If you allow metals to come into your body that are able to cross the blood brain barrier, and they're able to block that spiritual light from entering, that cosmic energy from entering into that seventh chakra, you know, your pineal gland activating and being able to differentiate reality from fiction. This is big, but I digress. So that is the word of the day today. That's pretty much all I got to say.